Titi was smiling as she walked into St. Nicholas Hospital in Lagos. It was her first real job after school. She was excited but also a little nervous. On her first week, the head nurse called her. "Titi, you will take care of one patient. His name is Mr. Obinna, room 206. Titi nodded. "Yes, ma." When she entered the room, she saw a man lying on the bed. He was not sleeping. He just stared at the ceiling. His face looked tired. He didn't smile. He didn't talk. He looked like someone who had lost everything. Every day, Titi gave him his drugs and checked his blood. He never asked questions. He never said thank you. The only person that came to see him was one old woman, his mother. She came with a wrapper tied around her chest and brought food in a small cooler. She didn't stay long. After a few days, Titi became curious. One morning, as she gave him his drugs, she sat on the plastic chair beside his bed. "Obinna," she said softly, "it's been 1 week now. I've been here with you, but nobody else comes to visit. No friend, no brother, no wife. Why?" Obinna turned his face to the wall. His body shook a little. Then, tears began to drop from his eyes. Titi stood up quickly. "Obinna, what is it? Did I say something wrong?" Obinna wiped his face with the hospital bed sheets. "Titi, my wife left me the moment I was told I had a blood sickness. She didn't wait. She carried our daughter and flew to the UK. She even sold our house to get the money. That house, I built it with my hands." Titi opened her mouth in shock. "She sold your house?" Obinna nodded slowly. "Yes, and the doctor told me I have just 6 months left to live. I think I am going to die here alone." Titi felt pain in her chest. She looked at him and her eyes became wet. She didn't know when she held his hand. "Obinna, I'm so sorry. You won't be alone. I will always come to see you. I promise." Obinna looked at her with tired eyes. He didn't speak again, but a small tear rolled down his cheek. From that day, Titi kept her word. Every evening after work, she would go to room 206. Sometimes she brought oranges. Sometimes she brought newspapers for him to read. She would sit beside him and talk about simple things like the weather, her day at work, or funny things she saw on her way. One evening, Titi was very tired. She couldn't go to the hospital, so she called her younger sister, Dolapo. "Dolapo, please help me take food to Mr. Obinna at the hospital. He's in room 206. "Who is Obinna?" Dolapo asked. "He's sick. I'll tell you later. Just help me." Dolapo took the food and went. Obinna smiled when he saw her. "Are you Titi's sister?" he asked. "Yes. She said I should give you this. Eat well, oh," she said and left. From that day, Dolapo helped when Titi couldn't come. Obinna started to smile more. He even started sitting up on the bed without help. The nurses noticed. One evening, after Titi gave him food, Obinna looked at her and said, "Titi, they said I have 6 months to live. But each time you come, I feel like I have more time. I want to spend the time I have left with you. Please, Will you stay with me? Titi smiled. She didn't know what to say at first, but then she touched his hand and said, I promise I will. Don't worry. Obinna looked at her, and for the first time, he laughed, a small, soft laugh. That night, as Titi walked out of the hospital, she didn't know that this simple promise was about to change her life forever. One hot afternoon, Dolapo came into Obinna's hospital room with a cooler of hot yam porridge. Good afternoon, sir, she greeted. Thank you, my dear, Obinna said with a smile. He was already sitting up on the bed, waiting. As Dolapo dropped the food on the table, she sat on the chair and looked at him closely. Mr. Obinna, can I ask you something? Yes, anything, he replied. Are you a Christian? Obinna nodded slowly. Yes, I am. I was born Catholic. I even served as an altar boy when I was small. Dolapo smiled wide. Ah, good. That makes it easy. Please, join our morning prayer. It's online. It's called NSPPD. We pray every morning at 7 a.m. My sister Titi and I join. Many sick people are getting well. Maybe it can help you too. Obinna was quiet for a while. He looked down at his hands. I used to pray, but when my wife left me and the doctor said I will die soon, I stopped. I felt like God left me too. No, he didn't leave you, Dolapo said. Try this one. Just try it for 1 week. Obinna looked at her. Okay, I will try. The next morning, Obinna asked the nurse to help him hold his phone. He joined the NSPPD prayer. The pastor shouted, fire. People shouted, amen. Obinna joined them, tears in his eyes. He joined the next day and the next. Every day for 1 week, he joined. Then something strange began to happen. He started feeling strong. He stood up from the bed without help. One day, he walked to the window by himself. The nurses noticed. Sir, how did you do that? One nurse asked. I don't know. Obinna said, smiling. I just feel better. Even the head nurse told Titi, your patient is now walking, oh. That man may not die after all. 2 weeks later, the doctor came in and looked at Obinna from head to toe. You are looking fresh. The doctor said, how do you feel? I feel good, doctor. I even walk around a little now. Obinna replied with a wide smile. The doctor looked surprised. Let's run some tests, just to see something. Titi continued to visit Obinna every evening after work. Sometimes she came with oranges. Sometimes she brought fresh okra soup and eba in a flask. Other times she just helped him sweep the floor. One night, after they laughed over a funny joke, Obinna turned to her. Titi, I feel strong now. My bones don't hurt again. I think I should go back to the hospital for a test. Titi looked up from the tray she was washing. Yes, you should. Let's be sure this sickness is truly going, she said. The next day, Obinna went to the lab. They took his blood. They checked his body. They looked at his old reports and new ones. After some hours, the doctor, Dr. Amos, came in with a brown file in his hand. His face looked confused. Obinna, I don't understand this. Your blood is clean. There is no sign of the disease anymore. Obinna's eyes opened wide. Are you sure? Yes, the doctor said. I've checked 3 times. This is not normal. What happened? What did you do? Obinna smiled. A tear rolled down his cheek. Doctor, do you believe in miracles? Miracles? Yes, I started joining morning prayers. One day, the pastor even said, there's a man here. Your wife left you. You are sick, but healing is coming. Doctor, that day, something changed in me. Dr. Amos blinked and looked at the paper again. Obinna, I don't know what you did, but whatever it is, it worked. You are healed. Obinna didn't say a word. He stood up, looked at the sky through the window and whispered, "Thank you, Jesus." That evening, Obinna rushed to St. Nicholas Hospital and ran into Titi's office. "Titi," he shouted, "I am healed. The doctor said I'm free." Titi stood up from the chair, her hands shaking. "Are you serious?" Obinna nodded and put her into a hug. "I am free. You stood by me when nobody else did. You gave me food, care, and hope." They stood there, holding each other. 3 days after Obinna got the good news from the doctor, he rushed into St. Nicholas Hospital again. This time, he was not sick. He was full of joy. He walked straight into Titi's office. Titi looked up and smiled. "Obinna, you again? You just left here yesterday." "Yes," he said, breathing hard. "But I can't wait anymore." He looked around, then slowly went down on one knee. He brought out a small red box. When he opened it, there was a shiny gold ring inside. "Titi," he said with a soft voice, "when I was weak, you stood by me. When I was sick, you didn't run away. You and your sister gave me food and hope. I don't want to live this new life without you. Will you marry me?" Titi's eyes were wide. Her hands were shaking. She covered her mouth and looked at him. Then she smiled. "Yes, Obinna, I will marry you." Obinna stood up, hugged her tightly, and laughed. Nurses who saw them screamed with joy. "Oh, Titi and Mr. Obinna! This looks like Nollywood. True love still exists, oh." By evening, the whole hospital was talking about it. Some patients even came out of their rooms just to see them walk past. But one nurse in the corner was not smiling. She picked her phone and made a call. "Guess what? That man you told me to watch, he just proposed to a nurse here. You better come quick." Obinna and Titi's wedding was the talk of Lagos. There were flowers everywhere. A big tent was set up at a fancy hotel in Victoria Island. Titi wore a white dress that looked like something from a fairy tale. Her hair was neatly done, and her makeup made her face glow. Obinna wore a sharp black suit. His friends came in big cars. Musicians played live music. Cameras were everywhere. The MC was funny and loud. "Obinna and Titi forever!" The crowd shouted as they danced. Even Titi's sister, Dolapo, cried tears of joy. After the wedding, Obinna held her hand and whispered, "Let's go home, my queen." They entered a black Rolls Royce waiting outside. As they drove through Banana Island Gate, Titi opened her mouth. "Obinna, who lives here?" "We do now," Obinna said, smiling. The car stopped in front of a big mansion. The house was white and tall, with flowers and grass everywhere. "This is our home. I'm the CEO of a tech company. We have offices in China and South Africa." Titi held her chest. "Obinna, you didn't tell me all this." "I wanted to see who would love me when I had nothing, and you did." That night, they flew to Dubai for their honeymoon. The hotel had gold taps, swimming pool on the roof, and food she had never seen before. Titi took photos every day. Her friends were shocked. "Ha, Titi, how did this happen? She married a billionaire?" But unknown to them, someone was watching Titi's wedding photos from a small phone in the UK. Her name was Sharon, Obinna's ex-wife. Her eyes were red. She turned to the man beside her and said, "We must go back to Nigeria. That money should have been mine." In a small flat in London, Sharon sat on a small chair, scrolling through her phone. Her eyes suddenly stopped. There on the screen was a photo. It was Obinna in a suit, smiling beside a woman in a white wedding dress. The words below said, "Former patient, now billionaire CEO, ties the knot with his nurse in Lagos." Sharon stood up quickly. "What? Obinna is alive, married, and rich?" The man beside her looked up. His name was Kelvin. He was her new husband, but he was not a good man. "Why are you shouting?" Kelvin asked. "There's the man I told you about, my ex-husband, the one I left in the hospital. I sold our house and ran away because they said he would die, but he didn't die." Kelvin laughed. "So what do you want to do now? Go back and beg him?" "I don't care what I have to do. That man has money. That life should have been mine. I will not allow any other woman marry him. I will frustrate that nurse till she pack her things to leave him alone. Then I will find a way to pretend to him I was deceived to leave him. I might even tell him I knew he was going to survive it." But before they could say more, the police broke the door open. "You are both under arrest," one officer shouted. Kelvin tried to run, but they caught him. They put both of them in handcuffs. Inside the prison, Sharon sat in one corner, crying. "Why did I leave Obinna? Why did I choose this useless man? I lost everything, even my daughter." She closed her eyes and whispered, "God, give me one more chance." But back in Nigeria, Sharon's story was not yet over. One night in Banana Island, Titi stood on the big balcony of their house. The sky was dark. Stars blinked far away. She folded her arms and looked up, lost in thought. Obinna came quietly and stood behind her. He wrapped his arms around her waist. "Why are you quiet, my love?" he asked. Titi didn't answer at first. Then she turned to face him. "Obinna, I've been thinking. Something is not clear in my mind." "What is it?" he asked. She looked into his eyes. "How can a big man like you, a CEO, a rich man, be left in a hospital for weeks with no help? Your wife left, yes, but no friend, no staff, no one came. Even your house was sold, and you didn't fight it. Then suddenly, you got well, just like that. It doesn't add up." Obinna's smile faded a little. He looked away. "Titi, let the past remain in the past. What matters is now, you and me, our love." He kissed her forehead and tried to lead her back inside. But Titi didn't move. Her mind was not at rest. Something is not right, she said softly. She looked at Obinna again. This time, she noticed something. A scar, small, behind his ear. She had never seen it before. Obinna, what is this scar? She asked. Obinna touched the scar quickly. It's nothing. I got it long ago. Stop worrying, my love. I have never hurt anyone in my life, Titi. Life just happened to me. Friend and business associates stopped coming to visit me the moment they were told I would die. It can happen to you or anyone. Those who stopped coming were those who were friend enemies. They come when everything is going well and disappears when things get bad. They are more in number in our lives than those who truly cared. Titi, not very many people are like you, and that is why our paths crossed, and God gave me a second chance. Please, take things the way they are and stop imagining things that never exist. Titi was not convinced. She met Obinna as a rejected poor man who was left to die. But just in a moment, things have become so beautiful. She now smells wealth and affluence. In her mind, she was afraid things might not be the same. That night, when Obinna slept, Titi stayed awake. She picked her phone and searched. Signs that someone is hiding something. Her heart beat fast. Something was truly not right. 3 months had passed since Titi and Obinna came back from their honeymoon in Dubai. Life had been sweet. Titi cooked, laughed and smiled a lot. But something still didn't sit well in her heart. One hot afternoon, when Obinna was out, Titi's phone rang. She picked it. Hello? A soft voice came from the other side. The woman sounded tired. Please, is this Titi? Yes. Who is this? My name is Ifunanya. I'm Obinna's real wife. Please, I've not heard from him in months. He told me he was going to Dubai for treatment. Then he stopped calling. Please, where is he? Titi's hand began to shake. She froze. Her phone fell from her hand and landed on the floor. Just then, Obinna walked into the room. He was smiling and holding a shopping bag. My wife, I bought you something, he said. Titi slowly bent down and picked her phone. Obinna looked at her. Who was that on the phone? Titi's lips were dry. She stared at him and said slowly, Someone looking for you. Obinna's smile faded a little, but he didn't say a word. He dropped the bag on the table and walked past her. Titi stood there, her hands cold. That night, Titi could not sleep. Obinna was in the bathroom, brushing his teeth and singing, but Titi's heart was beating fast. She sat on the bed, thinking. Then she looked at his phone on the side table. She picked it slowly, like a cat walking near fire. She opened the phone. There was no password. She went straight to his messages. She saw a name, Agent Tony. She opened it. The chat shocked her. She's gone now. The name has been changed. Papers, too. No one must find out. Delete the records from the hospital. Do it fast before anyone asks questions. Titi felt her legs shake. She scrolled down and saw a photo. A woman was lying on a hospital bed. Obinna stood beside her in the photo. The date showed it was taken just 2 months before she met him. The woman looked like she was in pain. Titi covered her mouth. Who was this woman? Was it Ifunanya? Just then, the bedroom door opened. Obinna walked out in his white towel. He saw her holding his phone. His smile dropped. "Titi, what are you doing with my phone?" Titi stood up slowly. She looked straight into his eyes. "Who is Ifunanya?" Obinna stood still. Then he smiled. But this time, his eyes were dark. His smile didn't reach his eyes. He took one step closer to her. And then he said in a low voice, "Titi, you shouldn't have done that." Titi did not sleep all night. Her eyes were red. Her heart was full of fear. She kept hearing the voice of the woman who called. She kept seeing the picture of the woman on the hospital bed. Obinna acted normal. The next morning, like nothing happened. But Titi stayed quiet. She didn't smile. Then there was a knock on the door. It was Obinna's mother. She walked in, tying her wrapper well and holding a bag of food. "Good morning, my children," she said. Obinna looked surprised. "Mama, you came early today." "I had to come," Mama said, looking serious. "Have you heard the news, Obinna?" "What news?" he asked. Mama sat down and opened her bag. "That gold digger ex-wife of yours, Ifunanya, she has been arrested in London with her new husband. The man is into fraud. They caught them. Both of them are in police net now." Titi looked up quickly, her eyes wide. "What?" "Yes, oh," Mama continued. "She left my son to die, sold his house and ran away. Now she is in prison." Obinna scratched his head. "Mama, come and tell Titi this thing well. She saw a picture yesterday and got a strange call. I think it was from Ifunanya." Mama turned to Titi and held her hand. "Titi, my daughter," she said, "don't be afraid. That woman wants to come and break your home, but I will not allow her. You are the one who stayed when my son was dying. You are the one who showed him love. You are my daughter now. I will fight for you." Titi's eyes became wet, but this time they were tears of peace. She smiled for the first time in 2 days. Obinna held her hand too. "I love you, Titi. You gave me life. I will always stand by you." From that day, peace returned to their home. Obinna loved her more and more. He brought her food in bed. He sang for her at night. He called her my queen. One day, Titi went to the hospital and found out she was pregnant. She gave Obinna the news. He jumped up in joy. Months later, she gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. They named them Chibuike and Chidimma. Their home was full of joy. They cooked together, danced together, and played with the babies. Obinna and Titi became best friends. They thanked God every day for finding each other.